Hey everyone, welcome back to Enigmatic Echoes, where folklore, dark history, and the unexplained collide. I'm Jazz, and today we're heading deep into the American South, where the air is thick, the stories are older than the roads, and apparently, even the curses have a long-term payment plan. Because nothing says petty but committed, like a witch who waits 20 years to prove a point. Honestly, respect the dedication, but also terrifying. So dim the lights, get comfortable, and maybe, just maybe, don't trust anything that whispers from the swamp. Our story takes place in Yazoo City, in the state of Mississippi. This is early 1800s America, back when towns were still forming, law enforcement was limited, and the wilderness wasn't just nearby, it was everywhere. And just outside Yazoo City, there were swamps. Thick, silent, unforgiving. The kind of place where sound travels strangely, and stepping off the path means you might not come back. And according to local legend, someone was already living out there, not just surviving, watching. People began to talk, quietly at first, about a woman who lived deep in the swamp, isolated, unseen, but not unheard. Some called her a hermit, others something darker. They said she lured fishermen, people traveling alone, men who wandered too far from the river, and those people, they didn't return. Now here's where the legend sharpens. According to most well-known versions, authorities eventually found evidence. Bodies, tied and left in the swamp. And this woman, she became known as the Witch of Yazoo. Now, quick note, there's no official historical record confirming multiple murders, but the story has been passed down for generations. And in folklore, sometimes what matters isn't what's documented, it's what refuses to disappear. Now, eventually the story reached the local sheriff, and unlike most people, he didn't ignore it. He went looking, tracked her deep into the swamp, following footprints, broken branches, signs that someone was moving just ahead of him. And then, he found her. The descriptions vary, but most say she was older, wild-looking, covered in mud from the swamp, eyes that didn't quite look human anymore. And when she realized she's been found, she ran. Now imagine this. You're chasing someone through a Mississippi swamp. The ground isn't solid, it shifts, it pulls. Every step could be your last, and still, he followed her. Until suddenly, she made a mistake. Or maybe, something else decided for her. As she ran, she hit a patch of quicksand. Now, quicksand isn't like the movies. You don't instantly vanish. It's slower, heavier. It drags you down inch by inch, and she got stuck. The sheriff reached her, but by then, it was too late. She was sinking, and instead of begging for help, instead of pleading, she cursed him. She cursed the town. Her final words, passed down through generations, were, "In 20 years, I will return, and I will burn this town to the ground." And then, she disappeared beneath the swamp. Gone. Just like that. Now here's where things shift from eerie to unsettling. They recovered her body, dragged it from the swamp, and buried her in Glenwood Cemetery in Yazoo City. And her grave? It wasn't normal. They placed a chain around it, not decorative, not symbolic. A literal iron chain wrapped around the burial site. Because even then, people weren't sure she would stay gone. And then, nothing happened. Years passed. Life continued. People forgot, or at least, they pretended to. The story became something you tell kids to scare them, something you laugh about over dinner, because 20 years is a long time, long enough for fear to fade and skepticism to take over. But time has a way of keeping promises. Exactly 20 years later, in 1904, Yazoo City caught fire. It started small, but conditions were perfect for disaster. Dry weather, wooden buildings, strong winds. And within hours, the fire spread out of control, engulfing homes, businesses, entire streets, nearly the entire town, destroyed. And as people tried to understand what happened, they remembered the curse. And then someone noticed something chilling. The chain around her grave, it had snapped. To this day, her grave still exists in Glenwood Cemetery. And yes, the chain is still there, replaced, maintained, not because it's necessary, but because no one wants to find out what happens if it isn't. Visitors have reported strange feelings near the site, a heaviness, a sense of being watched. Some claim that ground feels different, like it's unsettled. Others say they've heard whispers. And whether you believe that or not, the story has never left Yazoo City. There aren't dozens of documented sightings. This isn't that kind of legend, but there are stories. Visitors who linger too long, feeling sudden anxiety. Photographs that come out distorted near the grave. And one recurring claim, people feel like they shouldn't be there. Not in a vague way, but in a very specific, you need to leave now kind of way. And honestly, that might be worse than seeing something, because fear without a face sticks with you longer. Let's ground this for a moment, because this is where it gets interesting. The Great Yazoo Fire of 1904, that part is real. Historically documented, it destroyed a massive portion of the city. But the cause? Officially, it was accidental. Likely started in a residence and spread rapidly. No confirmed supernatural involvement, no official witch, no recorded curse. And yet, the timeline matches almost perfectly, and sometimes that's all a legend needs. Now, this legend survives because it sits right on the edge of reality. It's not completely impossible. It's not fully unexplainable. It's just close enough to truth to make you question it. And more importantly, it taps into something deeper. The idea that words, especially final words, carry weight. That anger doesn't just disappear, and that maybe some things wait patiently. So if you ever find yourself in Yazoo City, maybe visit the cemetery. Take a look at the grave, the chain, the history. But maybe don't stay too long. Because whether the curse was real or not, something about that place made people believe it was. And honestly, that might be enough. Thank you for listening to Enigmatic Echoes, where the stories are real, the fear is optional, and the curses? Well, apparently they come with a 20-year warranty. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, follow, and share, and check out our YouTube for visuals that bring these stories to life. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and maybe don't antagonize anyone who's already sinking into quicksand. Just let them go peacefully. Trust me on that one. Good night.